One stare, one shove, one word out of place. And suddenly, your brain screams,
Round 1, fight!
but why? Why do men, supposedly the most rational species, still fight like wild animals? Today, we're exposing the science behind why men fight, and what you're about to hear will shock you. And wait until the end, because I'll reveal the one thing that makes avoiding a fight the greatest victory of all. Imagine you're calm, hanging out with friends, maybe laughing, and then something happens. A push, an insult, a challenge. Instantly, something ancient awakens. And here is the wild part. We're not so different from chimpanzees screaming over territory, or sea lions smashing into each other just for the right to mate. Fighting isn't random. It's survival, hardwired into us over millions of years. Our ancestors lived in small groups, surrounded by predators and competitors. If you wanted food, water, or a partner, you had to prove you could defend yourself. Fighting was not a choice. It was a survival tool. And even though we no longer battle for the last zebra on the savannah, that same instinct still hides inside our brains, ready to explode even in a supermarket line. Here's where it gets crazy. The moment you sense a threat, the amygdala, the brain's fear detector, slams the alarm button. In seconds, adrenaline and noradrenaline flood your system. Testosterone joins the mix, making you more competitive, more confident, and sometimes more reckless. At the same time, your prefrontal cortex, the part that thinks rationally, starts to shut down. Logic fades. Ethics disappear. All that's left is raw survival. That's why fights often feel like blackouts. You're acting before you even think. And it's not just humans. Roosters puff up and charge when another male appears. Lions roar at intruders and attack without hesitation. We may wear clothes and carry phones, but our brain still plays by animal rules. But it's not just biology. Fighting also messes with our emotions. In the heat of the moment, men often feel stronger, respected, even admired. And when a crowd is watching, the pressure explodes. Nobody wants to look weak in front of others. It's the same reason young primates show off their strength in front of a group. The only difference is they do it for food or mates. And we sometimes do it just not to look soft in front of our friends. And here's the shocking part. Your brain actually rewards you for fighting. Winning, or even just surviving, can release dopamine, the same chemical that makes you feel pleasure. In prehistoric times, this chemical reward helped ensure survival behaviors repeated. Today, it just fuels stories of that one fight told again and again. So what actually happens when fists fly? Science breaks it into 4 brutal stages. First, the spark. A word, a gesture, an accidental bump. The amygdala interprets a threat. Your pupils dilate. Your breathing spikes. Blood rushes to your muscles. Second, the rush. Adrenaline and testosterone surge. Pain fades. Strength and focus sharpen. Your brain zones in on one target, the opponent. Third, the crash. The body can't keep this up. Muscles tire, acid builds up, precision drops. You're sloppy, clumsy, vulnerable. Fourth, the aftermath. The fight ends. Adrenaline drains. Shaking begins. Pain hits. And sometimes, regret. The brain's reward system may blur the memory, but the bruises and consequences remain. It's like roosters limping away after losing, or crabs raising claws in fake victory poses. Nature repeats itself again and again. But what about men who don't throw punches? Are they cowards? Not at all. Sometimes the smartest response is to flee or freeze. This is also hardwired. Fight, flight, or freeze. Freezing can be a calculated survival move, like a rabbit staying still when a predator is near, or a fish hiding in rocks instead of attacking. In humans, it can mean your prefrontal cortex is working overtime, saying this isn't worth it. And here's the twist. Avoiding the fight often takes more strength, more control than fighting itself. That's why fear exists, not to make you weak, but to protect your life, your health, and sometimes your dignity. Yes, fighting is primal. Yes, it's wired deep into our biology. But we're not chimpanzees anymore. We have laws, society, and above all, the ability to choose. The true victory is not in throwing the punch, it's in having the power to walk away. And if you thought this was wild, wait until you see what science reveals about something even darker: the first day of your death. What happens to your brain, your body, and your very consciousness after life ends? Click here to watch. The first day of your death, according to science.